My name is Pat, and we've lived in this house for probably 35 years.
Another roofing company out of Denver come down and pass out flyers that ended up in everybody's driveway. I called them the next day to complain about that. The person came down, and I liked what he had to say, the way they did picking up the flyers. So we used them, and when I went to call them back to get things set up, I could not talk to the person who I talked to start with, and they wanted to get with somebody else. Happened to see Ed outside at Goodhue, and he mentioned that he had used Homestead Roofing. Thought they did a great job, so I made the call, and the rest is history.
I think he was, first of all, a very personable young man, and he was very knowledgeable. And we had 2 roofs that we had to have done at the time. We have an investment property, and both roofs had hail damage. So he did estimates for both of them. At the beginning, we thought that our insurance would cover both roofs. We had no idea that the house, the investment home, was more damaged than we knew. So when the representative from the insurance company came to look at the house, Skip was down there with them, and the representative would not walk on the roof because it was very compromised. When Homestead let us know that we would have to do more than just shingles for a roof, it had to be redecked. Yes, the wood had to be replaced. So they did that and roofed and did everything. And it was just by chance that we drove by the day that they were doing the work, that everybody was down there, and I was amazed because they started in the morning, and it was a big job. At least I thought it was a big job, and I think Skip thought it was a big job as well. And they got it done in one day and did a great job. It went very smoothly.
And Homestead Roofing was here a lot of the time checking to make sure everything was going the way it should.
The investment property, apparently when they write policies on investment property, they do not include, I think it's called law and ordinance. Apparently that wasn't written into the policy. I didn't know that. Skip didn't know that. So I contacted our insurance agent, and this is terrible to say, but my agent wouldn't talk to me. Has not spoke to me yet. Thank goodness. She's got a representative in her office that carries her, because I called numerous times. Never. I have not yet spoken to our representative or our insurance agent. We have more than one investment property, and they're all going away from that particular insurance company because I just don't think it's good practice when you don't talk to your people, to your clients. So at any rate, there was no law and ordinance on the house, so I spoke to the representative that answered the phone, and she said that she would add that option because we didn't know it wasn't on there, and it did not get done. And I kind of understand that you can't rewrite a policy after the fact, but you also don't say that you're going to do it and then not do it. I would say 6 or 7 times.
In 35 years.
I would, that's...
Just a guess.
Yeah. We've had roofers that it was like a one-time job for them, and they would come, and then we'd have to clean up after them and pick up nails and pick up shingles, and so it's run the gambit. Then we had a company that did some work for us, and I'm not sure if they did anything wrong or not, but when I confronted them about a problem, they just denied the problem and that was it. So that made me a little bit apprehensive to go back with them. So then we talked again, like Skip said, to our neighbor, and
Well, when he came over, he just such a pleasure to working with this guy, and you could stand there even though you didn't know him. By the time he left, you felt like you'd known him a long time, because he would talk to you and he explained everything that was going on. And like I say again, I'd seen him here 2 or 3 times while they were doing the jobs, just to make sure they were doing it right. And after the fact, he came by again, went around all of the home, make sure all the shingles were gone, there was no nails there, which was a plus for us also.
I think one of the most important things, as far as I'm concerned, is know what your insurance policy says. That is a very key, and I have to say that I am, well, not anymore, but I was very lax, but it's amazing what I've learned about insurance, whether I wanted to or not. And the second thing is to get somebody that has experience with a roofer, so it's not a one-time, and you're not picking somebody out of the phone book. I think we did it numerous times, and we had a couple of good experiences and a couple of bad ones. So, and I would say, people knocking on the door, we've had numerous people
Oh, yeah.
knock on the door as soon as there is a problem, a storm or anything. People come knocking on the door, and fortunately we never did hire anybody like that. We did hire one time a representative, or I think he was the roofer. I think he did everything, and he needed half the money in advance, and that's not something we do. So, but I did agree to pay for his supplies, and that turned into a real kerfuffle.
That's
But
an official legal term.
That's an official legal term. And but the job did get done, but it was unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think that man, we had a discussion at this door with him, and when I say we, I mean me and the man that was doing the roof, and I told him that if he didn't get every bit of that, he had shingles all over my yard. And I told him, I says, you're not getting paid if you don't get them cleaned up. And Skip wasn't even here. So, but again, we've had more experience than we probably should have. I think I definitely would recommend Homestead Roofing. And again, it's been because what I was told would happen always happened. I didn't have to call anybody back and say, well, you didn't do this or you didn't do that. We had a good experience, and everything that, again, that I was told would happen, happened, and that's one of the reasons that I would go back with Homestead Roofing.
And I feel the same way, and I think that Homestead Roofing went over and above of what they would normally do to help us out.